Hello, everybody. It's Gwen with CraftyLadyDesigns.com. It's a Tuesday. We have a new project today. We're going to make a mini, and the mini is going to measure. We call these minis, but it's going to measure. The outside cover is 6 by 7.5. Spine is 2. Now, this cover is made from a graham cracker, not a graham cracker, a Ritz cracker box. I'm not going to use that. I was going to. And I think I said last week I was, but not. I know Margaret Ann doesn't have them. She probably has cereal boxes and whatever, but I'm going to use chipboard. I'm going to use our medium weight chipboard. You can get at Scrap-A-Dab-A-Do. The paper collection is World's Fair that we're going to use. I'm using graph or craft colored paper. Now you can use whatever you'd like. I posted on that I had made out a cutting guide and whatever, and I'll go over that in a minute. I got a little show and tell. Carol's little deal this week, or semi-weekly project, or whatever, is so cute. Uh, well, I did send you some. That's right. You still have some? Oh God, I did. I sent her some cracker boxes. Ah, I'm sure they can get crackers in England, London, Scotland, or wherever. But anyway. Uh, I this the semi-weekly challenge was the little coffee cup, and then you pulled it up with a gift card. So cute. Here it is. Here's another credit card of mine that I'm not sure is. So this is the one that I posted this. This is the one with Halloween with the little witch, and I did some whatever. And this is what Carol had on there for the week, and it pulls up with the gift card. Now I'm going to use this at Christmas time, believe me. Uh, but I made two cards. Now they're virtually made with the same dimensions. I took an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper and I cut it 4 by 11, 4 wide and 11 long, and scored it at 5.5. And then I used the same cutting guide. I turned it over and come in an inch, marked an inch, 3.5 inches, or did it this way, and then cut it. And I cutted the bottom. I measured it at the bottom, and come in a measure 3.5 and an inch, and then cut it up to the fold so you could have your card. This is just a greeting card. Then the measurements are virtually the same because it's 4 inches wide. It's longer. See, it's longer than our other. I think that was 7.5 or something. It's longer. This will fit in an A2 envelope. And then the top's the same way. I took craft paper and run it through the little cranky machine that I've had for 100 years. And this one says, given enough coffee, I could rule the world temporarily. Oh my God, I'm sure Carol could. Now, Starbucks has come out with their Christmas cups, and they are red. Here they are. And so I made a red one. And it says, oh, what fun. It's the same premise. It's 8.5 by 11 paper, cut at 4 by 11, scored at 5.5. Cut your angles, do your top, da 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 da. It's the same. Put a little Christmas thing on here, whatever. But Starbucks is using red cups. Um, I, you know, I think I told you last week I was trying to get Christmas uh, uh, napkins, and I couldn't find any virtually, even at the party shop and whatever. I did find a couple that we used in our class. I did since find a ton of them. There's a small little gift shop down at Castleton is a shopping center, but before you get to Castleton, it's called the Fashion Mall. So if you're in Indiana, you know whatever. But it's kind of a little exclusive mall, and it's really cute. And they've got a really kind of upscale gift shop in there that's just cute to look at. But the upshot is they had tons of Christmas, beautiful, different Christmas napkins, and we might do some more later on. So I bought some. But anyway, this is my show and tell, and these are. I'm going to use some of these as greeting cards at Christmas. This one I'm going to use and make my son-in-law lives on Starbucks, and I always get him a gift card, and I'm going to make him one of these at Christmas time. And hi, Bunny. Hi, honey. How are you? Glad you're here. Um, I'm gonna make the one with the gift card and put him in a Starbucks card and the red one and whatever. So anyway, and I want to tell you, I just made this just a little bit ago. I mean, it'll take 5 minutes to make the cards. It takes more time to make the gift card pulls, but I just love them. They're so cute. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna put these up. Oh, now I posted. I'm on Chrome again this week. Knock on wood. Do I think wood? Last week I went on Chrome to try it out. Uh, I think hi Barry. She had let the dog down. Hi sweetie. What was I saying? Oh, I tried Chrome last week and we got through the whole thing without a crash. Carol, you left, but we got through it without a crash. Knock on wood. Now, if we crash or we freeze or whatever, I will be back. But I'm hoping um, that we get through it. I mean, that was wonderful. I only had one thing to post, one thing to save to YouTube. You could watch the whole show without being interrupted, and it was really great. So that's what we'll do. I'll be back if we have a problem, but let's just kind of hope we don't have a problem. I'm going to put my keyboard up. Uh, I made a cutting guide. Barry, I always use Chrome. Do you really? Well, see, I really never have. I tried it one other time and I didn't have a lot of luck with it. But the upshot is I, I did last week, Barry, and we got through it. So maybe we will this week as well. If I get out of camera, shoot me anything you want to say to me. Say in caps, so I can see it real plain. Of course, Carol and Margaret Ann and Janice here if you need stuff. All these supplies are virtually on Scrap-a-Dab-a-Doo. Uh, so anyway, so the cutting guy is the World's Fair Mini with a little balloon. Is that too cute? It's posted on Scrap-a-Dab-a-Doo Crafts. It's posted. Well, I don't know where it's posted. It's everywhere. Is that it, Janny? Thank you, honey. Yeah, it's on Scrap-a-Dab-a-Doo. Uh, I'm going to do chipboard instead of I'm going to do this medium weight chipboard. Well, it's a little heavy. I don't know. I guess it's medium weight. Uh, I made this other one out of a cracker box, but I'm going to do this in the chipboard. Designer paper, collection of your choice, but I'm using the World's Fair. We're going to use 8.5 by 11 cardstock, and I'm using craft or your choice. You need score tape, adhesive of your choice, embellishments, general crafting tools, thumb pull, either a circle punch or the envelope punch board. I like the envelope punch board anymore, but you can certainly use it. You can use it. Don't let me forget to use it. I always do that. Now your cutting guide is, we are going to cut uh, your 8.5 by 11 paper. You're going to cut 6 pieces at 8.5. Well, it's already 8.5. You're going to cut it at 5.5. In other words, you're going to take your 8.5 long ways, cut it in half at 5.5, and you're going to score along one. Uh, you're going to score at a 1/2 inch on each short end. I've got long side. Well, you lay it long ways and you score along the short end. I'll show you that. I changed that. I did have it the short side, but whatever. But you're going to score across the top. You're going to have it laying long ways, and you're going to score on each end, a 1/2 inch. Then you're going to cut 6 5.5 by 7.5. That's the back part. And that's going to make your pocket. That's going to make this pocket right here. Then we're going to cut 6 of those. Then you're going to cut 9 of these pockets. 9 of these little pockets right here. And you're going to cut them at 3.5 by 6.5, and you're going to score a 1/2 inch on all 3 sides. You're going to cut 6 photo mats. This is a photo mat, and I've embellished it on both sides. And you're going to cut 6 of these at 5.25 by 7.25, and that'll fit down in there nicely, and slide down almost to the end, but not quite. At least a little hangover so you can pull. Because I didn't put a pull on these, and so you know it leaves a little bit of pull. Hi, hon. I'm glad you're here, honey. So you need 6 at 5.25, 7.25 for the mat, and you're going to need 6 flap cuts at 5.5 by 7.5, scored at 1/2 inch along the long side. This is your flap. So you need 6 of these cut at 5.5, 5.5 wide, 6.5, and then you're going to score a 1/2 inch along the long side. That is going to make your pages. So we're going to make the pages. Now, I kind of look at this as a page, these two, because when you open them up, this opens up. And then, of course, there's a pocket. A pocket. Hi, Ella. There's a pocket each one. Here's another set. And you open them up and do. We're going to use the, and there's the third set, but it's 6 pages. We're going to cover the whole book in craft paper, and then cover with your designer paper, which is G45s. And of course, we're going to cover the inside with one continuous sheet. What else are we going to do? Oh, we're going to use the binding that I always use. What is it? I don't know. Let me see who's talking. Okay. Now you can copy this off. You can print this off. If there's any corrections, I kind of did this in a hurry, but I think it's okay. But if there's any corrections, we'll certainly do it along the way. I gotta have a drink. Oh my word. Okay. Here we go. Let's do our pages. Do our pages first. I love cutting the pages. You know, I guess maybe the chase is better than the catch. I don't know. I love the construction. Okay, I need 6. Well, now wait a minute. Wait a minute. We're going to cut these in half. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Maybe we only don't. Maybe we only need. Let's see. We need 6 at. We only need 3 sheets, but we need 6 cuts. Yeah, I didn't say how many sheets. Okay, I apologize. We need 6 cuts at 8.5 by 5.5, and we need 6 cuts at 5.5. Okay, so 3 sheets. So you take your 8.5 by 11, put it in and cut it in half. So you got 2 sheets at 5.5 by 8.5. We need 6 of them. So you need 3 sheets. I did not put it down that way. There's 4. Here is 6. Now I'm going to do all the cutting, and then we're going to do the scoring. So this is, we have 6 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is for the front. And I'm going to label it. And they are 8.5 by 5.5. And we're going to score these at a 1/2 inch on the top and the bottom. But we'll do our scoring later. Now we're going to need 6 cuts, which is 3 sheets as well, of 5.5. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut a 1/2 inch. I'm going to make this 7.5, 7.5, and then I'm going to cut it at 5.5. 7.5 and 5.5. And that is going to be, we're going, let's see. Yep. Okay, 7.5 by 5.5. Are you still there? I've lost you. Oh dear, where are you? What happened here? Hello, I've lost you. Oh dear. How do I get it back? I don't know about this program. I don't want to explore. Oh, I'm back. I pushed my thing off the edge and lost you. Or lost me, or lost something. Yeah, it didn't crash or anything. I've got my mouse there and I pushed it off. 7.5. Oh, 7.5. 3 sheets of paper. So we're at 6 sheets at 5.5. Now, this is going to make the front or the back part because we're going to score those other sheets at a 1/2 inch on the top and the bottom, and then we're going to put these together, and that's going to make your pocket. Now we're going to need, let's do the photo mats. Well, we can do the other. Let's do the 9. We need 9, 3.5 by 6.5. And what I did here, I took it this way, put it at 6.5. And see, you can use these for other things. 6.5 by 3.5. And we're going to need 9 of those. These are the pockets. So there's 1, 2. Now, I already have 3 cut. I'm not going to waste the paper. I already had 1 cut, but let me see. Here they are. And we're going to score these at a 1/2 inch on 3 sides. So I have all them. Now, those are the pockets, the little pockets. Then the photo mats are 5.25 by 7.25. So let's do 7.25, because you can use these long strips as construction strips, by 5.25. So we're going to get, there's 1, 2, we need 6. These are the photo mats. 7.25 by 5.25. I like this little book. I just kind of come up with a one night. Now there's some that are similar. Dear God, who knows? But I didn't see it anywhere. 2, 4, and I need 2 more. I need 6 of these flaps. 7.25 by 5.25. These are the photo mats, and they slip in, and I did not put pull on them, as I said. These just kind of slip in, but it leaves you a little edge. So we have 6 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I'm going to mark these so I. And we're going to cut the flaps. These are the flaps that fold in. And we're going to need 6 of those as well. thought they used more paper in this. This is great. I didn't. Okay, we're going to cut them at 7.5 by 5. So I'm going to cut down here at 7.5. Do the long side first and just cut that off. And then 5.5, which is half of a sheet of 8.5 by 11. So they're 5.5 by 7.5. You can cut them either way. I'm going to try to cut 2 here. 7.5 by 5.5. Not a lot. There's not a lot of waste. Okay. There is. These are the. And then we're going to score these. We're going to score these 1/2 inch down alongside. Okay. Here's our scraps. You can use these for construction strips or embellishments. I used to use these little ones for embellishments. Okay, that's our cutting finish. Now we're going to do our scoring. I'm going to use this. I don't know that you need the big scoreboard. You can do it with a small one if you have one, I think. But I'm going to pull out the big one. I get busy. You guys have had a good week. I've had a good week. Had a busy week. Oh, went to Halloween at our daughter had a little get together prior to the kids going out with the neighborhood and whatever. And then Ronnie absolutely loves the kids and all that. Wait a minute, what have I done here? And so there we go. Margaret Ann needs coffee. Understand, Barry. I'm reading. Is anybody come in that I haven't? Hello to everybody and anybody that I haven't said hello to. So anyway, we went out to Courtney's and the kids were dressed and she had some chili and snacks and hot dogs and whatever for the neighborhood kids and oh, they were so cute. We stayed there about an hour and a half or so and then we came home because Ronnie likes to be here for the kids in our neighborhood and we have quite a few and that's okay and so we went out about 4:30 and got back about 6. Our kids start from 5 to 8, so we were back. Well, we were back at 6. Okay, are there any questions on the cutting guide? You can copy it out, and I think Margaret Ann or Janny, one of them, has been writing some of it down as well. So here we go. Now, we've got all of our cutting finished. Now we're going to do, I'm going to lay this up here, but I don't know where it is. Now we're going to do our scoring. On the flaps, I got them on top. We'll do that on the flaps. Now the flaps, I don't know if you weren't here last week and saw these are the flaps. So we are going to score the flaps 1/2 inch along one long side. So you put the short end of short end across the top and come down 1/2 inch along one side. And you have 6 of these. You'll score it along 1/2. One-half inch. Okay, that is the scoring on the flaps. We're going to do this like an assembly line. Now this is the photo mats. There is no scoring on the photo mats. Now this is the pockets. Yes. Yeah. I posted the cutting. These are the pockets, and you're going to score these 1/2 inch along 3 sides. I have 3 of them finished. I did this morning. So I start with the short side and then I go down a 1/2 inch, turn it 1/2 inch. No, I don't. Well, yeah, I guess I do. And then, well, I don't do it this way. I'll show you how I really do it. Let me show you what I really think. Put the long side in and go down one side a 1/2 inch, turn it, go down one side a 1/2 inch, turn it, and one side a 1/2 inch. There we go. Just on, you score it a 1/2 inch on 3 sides. One more, because I said, let's do it this way. 1/2 inch, a 1/2 inch, a 1/2 inch. Okay. That is your pockets. Okay. Now we're going to, this is the front. This is 8.5 by 5.5. I call it the front. It doesn't matter. But this one you're going to score. This is 8.5 by 5.5, and you're going to score this with your long side. You're going to score this a 1/2 inch on each short side. Now I turn it. You know, I could come in at 8, but I have found if you do one end and then the other, it sometimes isn't the same. So it's easier just to do it, but I always turn it a 1/2 inch, because you're going to fold this over and make a pocket with this other piece. Because we're just about finished with the scoring. I love the scoring. 1/2 inch on each side. Can you see me okay? I kind of got my camera at a different angle. Is it okay? Can you see me okay? Hello? Remember the tea bag card that I made a couple years ago, I think, or whatever? No, not last year. I don't know. I put it on. We did it in class. It was the little fold card with the little saying, "Have yourself a cup of tea." And I posted it on Snapguide, and it's become popular again. Of course, it's getting close to Christmas. Okay, those are all scored. Those are the parts that attach. Now this part right here is the back part. We're going to put these two together, and that's going to make your pocket. Then we're going to start building our page, and then we're going to use the oh God, you know, the hidden hinge system. See you who see who. Yes, hello. Oh, we must have a lag. Oh, I didn't crash or anything, Jenny. Yeah, so cute. Was thinking of the tea card. Yes. Well, it's become popular again. It's really funny because when somebody likes it or follows me, you know, on Snap, I get, of course, notice, and I've gotten several notices. It was cute. Uh, so we have our scoring finished. We're going to start putting our pages together. Uh, we're going to use the hidden hinge system. Uh, we get our pages together. We'll make the hidden hinge system, and then we'll do our cover, and then we'll. I didn't crash or anything, Janny. I pushed my mouse off the end, and it. I don't know. This new system. I don't know. Okay, here we go. We have all that finished. Are there any questions? Okay, I'm going to fold all these down, burnish them, and tape them. I'm going to use, you can use whatever you'd like. I'm going to use score tape, the 3/8 of an inch, scrap-a-dab-a-doo. I only have one packet, 1/12 of 12 of this World's Fair, and 1 8 by 8, and then I've got the package of I got the chipboard. I just found the small one this morning. I did not finish decorating the pages in the one I showed you last week. I just did the outside. Now the outside is in another paper lines, not the little embellishment on top, but the oh, we're done. These are from the World's Fair. This isn't. I didn't want to use, and I did not finish the pages because I don't have that much paper. I got one 12 by 12, one 8 by 8, and I didn't want to. If what I have left, I'll finish this one. But I wanted to have enough to do the one we're doing in class. And I have this packet. I'm trying to think to say it, but I'm not going to. And then I have the chipboard and whatever. Okay, we're going to tape. Who has more fun than we do? Using 3/8 inch. And then I'm going to miter the sides. Chamfer, miter, whatever you want to call it. I've got an appraisal drive-by inspection I've got to do today. And it's not that far away, so I'm going to try. They're screaming at me. I had a few days. I got caught up last week for about an hour. And then I did kind of goof off Monday. I had some errands and I needed to get my nails done, and I'm back. Hi, Margaret, and she's back. Got my nails done and went down to the bookstore and run around and had lunch, and I shouldn't have, but I did. I just played hooky. Get down. Nobody knew where I was. My wallet, my new phone doesn't fit in my little carry wallet wristlet type thing. There was a side pocket for your phone, and my other fit perfect. Well, of course, this is bigger and on and on. So I did buy a new one, and I really, really like it. And of course, it's made. It's a wristlet for my cards and my driver's license and money and whatever. And then on the outside, it's got a little pocket for your iPhone, and I really like it. Okay, now I'm going to burnish the tape. That's one thing about score I found, and somebody else mentioned this in class somewhere. To burnish these real well, I saw Ashley the other day on her little deal. Xandra, watch Xandra on YouTube. And Ella, I try to plug into her, but I get busy, and then I get one more. I watch a lot of YouTube at night on my iPad. Okay, now I'm going to miter these corners. Love to do this. I love the construction. I just do. I kept myself here. Just mitering these corners as we go. Eliminate some of the bulk, and besides the I don't know, for some reason it looks a little more professional. We're making handmade items, but we still want them to look nice and professional. YouTube has changed their deal. I don't like it. You know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, for John's sake. Great news, doing much better, thanks. Hi, Renee. Hi, honey. Okay, we've let's see oh, Renee, I posted a cutting guide for our project today, and we've got everything cut and we've got everything scored. We're just starting to put our pages together, honey. I will, oh, there's one I didn't chamfer. I will, oh, I just hope we get through this today and have just one and not, oh, please. But I will also transfer this to my YouTube channel is, what is it, Janny? Oh dear, I have it here, honey. Just a minute. My YouTube channel is Crafty Lady, Crafty Lady. No spaces. Crafty Lady, no spaces. But if you just plug in Gwen Castile, I think you can get to it. Okay, I'm taking off our tape. Now I tape these down on the bottom like so. Do it however's comfortable. And I just do the one like that. And then I go up the left side and do the top and then just put it down. And if you got anything off, trim it down. But there we go. There is our pocket. That's our basis for our page. I pull off both tape backings. And then I take and I put it across the bottom. That's just easiest for me. And then tape it down, and then I come up with, oh, I got that a little crooked, but it's not bad. It'll be fine. Right, we've got a beautiful, I tell you, this week it's been, it's been just gorgeous. The weekend was wonderful. We had a little bit of rain. Put across the bottom. And then I fold down the left side, catch it on the corner, and then just fold it down. Well, that's off a little bit. I'm going to open that up. I got that a little, I could not possibly. That's just a little bit off. Not bad, but I don't like it. Oh, great. I got to put more tape on it, and let me put some glue on it. That didn't squirt down everywhere. That's okay. That'll be fine. Okay. When I laid that down, I laid it a little quick and didn't line it up as good as I should have. Okay, here we go. Across the bottom. I say this is just the way I do it. And if everything is right with the world, and if you cut everything right, it should be perfect. One's a little. There we go. Everybody okay and had a good week? You've been crafting? No, they haven't changed any terms. I didn't say that. I said they've changed their little format when you get on YouTube. When I get on YouTube from my iPad, their setup, their initial setup is a little different. I didn't say they changed any terms, Ella. They haven't that I'm aware of. It's just their little format when you get into the page has changed, or it has on mine. And I liked it the way it was before because I have a lot saved channels that I follow, and they changed their player, Ella. They what? Yeah, I don't know. It's a little bit different, but it's no. I still download my deals and they've been fine. It's just as I say, there's when you um, there we go. It's when you pull it up to watch something, it's a little different. Wish they'd leave things alone. Okay, there we go. We have all of our have all of this finished. Get rid of this mess. Okay, now I'm going to put on. What are we going to put on? I am going to put on. Now I'm going to cut on our. Okay, we have this finished. I am going to use the stub. I'm going to cut these real quick. These are the photo mats. We'll cut 3 at a time. I'm going to use the stub punch and do the corners on the photo mats. You don't have to. You can use something else, but I just decided to use the stub because you need a ticket to go to the fair, and they remind me of tickets. In fact, I think there's some tickets in the thing. Barry, I don't understand cruise. I used YouTube uploading my stream and haven't seen any change. There, Camilla, it's the view format. It is not anything to do with your uploading or whatever. I didn't say that. I said it's the view. That's the view format. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah. Okay, good. It's the view. I didn't know how to say it. Yeah, it's the view format. No, it didn't change anything else. They probably will. Now on you got to be careful on this. Well, you can flip it. You're going to have these are going to face each other like so. So you want 2 on one side and 2 there, but you can flip them over and turn them over. So I think it's okay to go ahead and, I don't know, I'm going to do, what have I got here? I'm going to do 3 like this. These are the flaps. Well, I guess you just do them this way anyway. I don't know. I'm just going to do it. I can turn them over. Because when you lay them down, when you put them down inside your pocket, you're going to have them like so. So the cuts need to be mirror image. Okay, so we have the photo mats punched. Oh wait, I got one more to do here. Photo mats punched, and all we have to do to them is put on our decorative paper. So there we go. Okay, that's finished. That's finished. These are finished. Okay, now we're going to tape the flaps. Now there again, I got to, okay. Um, that's where I'm going to have to watch it, I think. You're going to have 3 going one way and 3 going the other way on the flaps. Turn it over. It doesn't matter. I'm going to do it this way if I screw it up. I think you turn them over anyway. I don't know. I don't know. I love minis. I just love minis. I was decorating for Halloween and I, of course, found the one we made last year with the picture frame and the big layout. I furnish. Tape's easier to get, but this tape isn't hard to get off. People struggle with this. I swear to John, oh. And, okay. Oh, I got to miter the corners. I'm going to miter the corners. Any questions? Gwen, yes, that's true. I don't like the new format either. So, that's okay, honey. Well, yeah, I didn't say it right. I apologize. Um, I love constructing the minis way more than I do too, Renee. It's I don't know. I've always heard that as I like the chase better than the catch. Uh, I do. I like the construction, and then you know, and quite frankly, the decorating. That's the hard part. But you have to do it. We will do that next as soon as we get. I'll try to do the outside of the book, but I don't have my glue gun or flowers or anything like that ready. We're not going to do that. We'll do that next week. And did I say? Does anybody remember? Oh Lord, Margaret Ann, Carol. We're gonna. I know I said it would take 2 weeks for this. We're gonna do this, and we're gonna do the embellishing and decorating next week. Did I say what we were going to do after that? If I did, I can't remember what I said. Does anybody remember if I said, and if I did, what I said? If you do, please tell me. Well, my granddaughter dressed up like a cupcake, and I want to tell you, she's the cutest thing I've ever seen in my life. She looks so cute. Had sprinkles all over the top. It was a little costume. It was real puffy. And then she had a headband with a great big cherry on top. Oh, my God, she was so cute. Now, Walker, he was some kind of a scaled animal. I don't know what he was. He was cute, too, but now she had a little thing. She goes to a pre um, little school, a couple days a week, kindergarten, pre-kindergarten thing. So she's only 3, and she dressed up like a princess. She had on like a little tutu type thing and a crown, and Courtney took treats for the kids, and she looked so cute with that. And she had on little sparkly shoes and leotards, and God, I can't stand it. Of course, her mother, when she was little, did all these things. She took dancing lessons. Courtney took dancing lessons till high school, and you know, she's going to have her and everything, I'm sure. Walker played t-ball for a while and he didn't like it. I asked him. I said Ronnie was Played sports, a lot of sports. Football, basketball, ran track. I was a majorette, and I played in the band as well. Uh, I was not sports orientated at all. Ronnie says I can't jump and clap my hands at the same time, which is probably true. But Courtney was. Courtney ran track, and she was a cheerleader, and she was on the pom squad in college, and she played volleyball, and she didn't play basketball. Her girlfriend did. Her little girlfriend Tammy played basketball. She was fantastical. Um, anyway, they are sweet. I wanted to see them, and they, I understand that they wouldn't want to drive all the way out here just to come to the door. I made them little bags of candy, special candy bags, and embellished them. And one year, the first year we were here, I made candy bags. Bought a ton of candy and plastic bags and sealed them up. Now I didn't do them fancy. I mean they were rather than just pulling it out of the bowl. But I'm not doing that anymore. Oh yes, I twirled a baton. I swear to God, it was fun. I played in the band too. At one time, I played the clarinet. Um, was fun. Was all fun. I took piano lessons time I was 7 till I was. The kids were out riding the L, and I was still going to my piano lessons. My mother, I don't know what she thought. Well, I was going to be a musical genius or what, but I'm not. I can read music, and I'm glad I can. But I don't play that well anymore. I had a beautiful piano, and I gave it to Brian and Courtney for their wedding gift. I gave Courtney lessons. She didn't take as long as I did, and she didn't do well. She didn't like it. Now she's sorry she didn't. Brian's sister can play beautifully, so whenever she comes, she plays the piano. Whenever I go out there, I play a little bit, but I don't play very well. She wants to give the kids lessons, but they don't do any better than she did. And I didn't want to, I just didn't make her. I could have probably, but she just didn't like it. She played on the golf team, and cheerleading and track and volley and all this. There was a certain point of time she had to study, and she did. But okay, these are our pockets. Now, I'm going to right now do the pull, and I'm going to do it here now. If you have your envelope punch board, you're going to. This is 5.5, so it's 2.25. You fold in one side, put this in at 2.25. That doesn't look right. It's not. It's 5.5. Oh God, Gwen. It's 2.5 is 5, and another. So it's what is it? Help me. See, 2.5 and 2.5 is 5, and then you got another quarter. It's 2 5/8. It's 2 5/8. So you put this in at 2 5/8 to get the center. Now you fold this under, and you put this in at 2 5/8, and then you punch your thumb pull, and there's your half. 2 5/8. Or you can use a round punch and punch half of a round circle. I just kind of like the looks of this. It's 2 5/8 is your center, even for your circle punch, if you use a circle punch. I usually forget to do this till I have it on. Are we okay? Is the yeah, 2 5? Thank you, Renee. Ah, I got it. Lord, I was not a math genius. No, I wasn't a math genius. I liked math, general math. I don't like all that other stuff. I never did quite understand the why. Okay. Okay, so there are our pockets punched, taped, mitered. There's our flaps, mitered. There's our photo mats. We are now ready. I'm going to put our flaps on first, and I'm going to trim that down. That's a little off. I still didn't get it right. Oh, come on. Now I'm cutting down in there. I don't want to do that. Okay. Now we're going to pull off our tape backing. Well, wait a minute. I'm going to fold it. I'm going to fold it. Pull off the tape backing. I want, let's see, how am I going to do this? I want to make sure I get it right. Let's see. I got to fix that. Well, I kind of screwed that up. I should have left it alone. There we go. Okay, let's see. We're going to have you slide them in and slide them down to the score line, but don't get over the score line or you're going to have trouble with them folding. And then burnish them. We're going to do 3 that way. And 3 the other way. Any questions? Hi, Mermaid, Bunny, Ella, everybody. Linda. Hi, Linda. I didn't see you come in. I'm going to do 3 this way. Just bring that in on the side like so in that pocket. Just don't get past. No, be careful. Don't get past that score line. Kind of bring it up to that score line and stick it down so it can fold nicely and lay nicely, and it will. There's 2, 1 more. Uh-oh, I didn't fold it. Ooh. There we go. Okay, now we're going to have 3 that goes on the other side. Oh God, come on, we're going to do it this way. Oh, I think I can do it the same way. How'd I do this? How'd I do this? Okay, this is going to go on this side. I think you can turn them around, but I don't want to get screwed up. Because I'm putting them in the same top and whatever. So this is going to go on this side. Same way, put them in, get them to the, don't go past Okay. There's that one. I think you can turn them around. I don't know. I just don't want to screw them up. Because I've got these going where the top part is that part I folded under with the 1/2 inch. Like so, just into that fold line, like so, and then fold it down and burnish it. One more. These will all lay down very nicely after a while. Any questions? Linda? Oh. Okay, one more. I need more room. Oh, no, 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 no. This has to go down in there a little further. Come on, don't be that way. There we go. Oh, that was a close call. You don't want them to go too far down, but you want them to go. Okay, so we have 3 this way. We have 3 this way. That's what we want. Now we are going to put on our pockets. We're going to put on our pockets. Okay, that goes like that. That goes like that, and that goes like that. There we go. What did I do? Oh, this is where, this is, okay, this is where our, it's going to slide in like so. Okay, I'm thinking, talking to myself. Everybody here? Everybody still here? See how many we got today. See what we got today. Okay. Good crowd. Thank you very much. Okay, so that's where our slide is. So put them together like so, because this is your front. And then when you open them up, your pockets will face each other. Now we're going to, your flaps will face each other. We're going to put a pocket on the top of this page, and then when you open it up and open up the flaps, then we're going to put a pocket on each page in the center, like so. And that makes that section finished. Then we're going to start again. We're going to put a pocket there. We're going to open it up. We're going to open these up and put one here and one here. And I need 2 more pockets. I didn't got enough pockets. Well, I'll do that when we get to it. I'm going to put these down, and then I'm short 2 pockets. Okay, that's okay. That's okay. Okay. This side right here is going to hook into the hidden hinge. This is going to be your turn. And all these individually, we're going to make 6 hinges, because these are individual pockets per se, but when you put them together and they face each other, in my opinion, they turn into like a one deal type thing. So let's put down the pockets. I am going to have to cut 2 more pockets. I don't know. Who knows? Now there again, I do this kind of the same way. We've done this before many times, but we may have newbies. Oh, that's got to be folded. I like to, now I miter these, and I'll show you here in a minute. So this is the front. This is your flap on the right hand, like so. Fold it down, and I'm going to lay this right down there and run it along the edge and fold this under and then lay it down. And there's our pocket. It should fit. Now, you don't want to get past here. See, this comes out maybe just a hair because of the fold. But you don't want to get past here, or you'll seal up your pocket for your photo mat that goes in here like so. So we've done that one. Now we're going to turn it over, and we're going to put... Now, what I didn't show you. After I scored on all three sides and taped them, then I cut this off at a 45-degree angle, like so. Some people just cut out that little square. I just cut it off at 45, and when you fold that under, like so, when it meets up here, you've taken out all the bulk, like so. Okay? Now, you're not going to see it. I think it's a nicer finish. It does take out the bulk, but it's a nicer finish, but you're not going to see the finish. It's just, I know it's a nicer finish. Now, you're going to open up your flap, and inside, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to put down your little pocket. Put it right along the edge. Put it right along the bottom. And put it down. There's your pocket. Now, I like these pockets with the little hinges because you can put bigger things in it. And I did not do any. No, well, I'm going to. I didn't do any staining. I was going to. Hi, Char. How are you, honey? Glad you're here. So that's one side. Okay. So you've got, this is the front. You got the pocket. Turn it over. Open your flap. Put a pocket. Now, you're going to put a pocket on the inside of this flap right here. Don't get them mixed up because you're not going to put one on the back. You got 3 pockets for 2 pages. And you really should fold these down first. Now I'm going to open this and do the same thing. I'm going to lay this down. Now don't lay this in the fold or you're not going to be able to fold your flap in. Lay down the bottom like so, and then lay down the other side. Now this will be like so. Here is 1 page, let's say. We got 3 pages. We don't, but we'll say we do. Here's a page. Pocket. There's for your photo mat. Open it up. Flap, flap. Pocket, pocket. Close. Another photo mat. So there's one little, and both of these individually will fit on our hidden hinge. So there's one set. Let's do it that way. Okay, let's do another set. Let's see. Make sure. Okay, yes, there we go. Yes, little baby Avery was a cupcake. Oh, she was so cute. She was real puffy, and it was all puffed out, and she had on little leotards with little gold slippers. Oh my God, she's so cute. I cannot stand it. Okay, now make sure that you put this right of the edge of the opening and not over it, or you'll seal up your pocket. There we go. Oh, what did I do? Oh, I did it. I did it. I did it. I did it. I didn't get that folded under. What is the matter with me? There we go. Try to get these down. There we go. Now, we're going to turn this over, open this up. Got to fold them down. Lots of real estate. What about real estate? Oh, I folded it the wrong way. Hello. I'm not burnt. I'm not. I'll do it later. I didn't put much on the book. I can add some later. Now this is the inside where the flap covers. There again, just put it on the edge. Don't cover up that opening because you've got to. Now put it down. There you go. I think I'm blocking when I put this down. Can you see? So see, there's another pocket, like so. There's one there. Now this is one that faces it, like so. So we're going to put one down here. There's 3 pockets on the 2 different sets. Yeah, there is. Yes, there is. And then the photo mats. I like it. I don't know. I was piddling with some stuff, and well, I don't do a lot with a lot of flips and flops and whatever. I just really never have. I've made them that are somebody else's. Now make sure you don't get just right on that. Can you see right on that edge, like so? And then just take this and run this down the bottom, like so. And then that'll just fold down on your other side, and there's your pocket. Now these will go together like so. Now we have one more set that doesn't have pockets. I'm going to get some pockets. Oh, I don't know how that happened. I thought, well, I cut some. That's our photo mats. I cut some this morning, or no, yesterday. I started working on this last night, and I had those extras, so I thought, well, I don't want to waste any paper. Okay, then I still don't. Let's see. I got, what are they? 3. I'll have to look. What are they? The fronts, the flaps, the pockets are 6.5 by 3.5. I need 3 of them. You need 3 pockets. So we're going to do this at 6.5. Char, I have, and Linda, and anyone that come in later, I have the cutting guide posted. Jenny has put up the, you can get it on Scrap-A-Dab-A-Doo Crafts, 3.5 by 6.5. I need 3 of them. 1, 2, 3. That'll work. There we go. You can use these for construction strips. Do not throw them away. Now we need to score them 1/2 inch on 3 sides. 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch. I watched Jim the other night. I think it was recording. I forget about him being on. I think he might be on the same time our Xandra is, but I'm not sure. He used to be on the same time that Ashley was at one time when she was streaming for Scrap-A-Dab-A-Doo. Okay, now I'm going to tape 3/8 of an inch score tape. Then I'll show you how I miter the sides. And there is a little square there, but in my opinion, you need to cut out more than the square, but you know. To each his own. Yeah, Char, I put that up this morning, honey, before I come on. You can print it out. I think so far it's okay. I've certainly made those when we've had to make changes along the way. I don't know how many pieces of paper we ended up using. 12 or so, or over 12, 14 pieces of 8.5 by 11. We are going to make our cover out of chipboard. I made the one that I showed you the sample last week out of a cracker box, which you can. But I'm going to use, because not everybody has, but I suppose you all have some kind of. Now, and the thumb pull. Pull one side, it's 2 5/8. This is 5 and, what I say, this is 5.5. It's 5.5, so it's 2 5/8 for the center. Now you can take a round punch, or you can, I like to do this. So fold this in. If you're going to use this, fold this under, slip this in here at 2 5/8 and punch. And that will be your center for your thumb pull on your pocket. Now center it, and then use your circle punch as well. Just, it's 2 5/8 is your center. I had to figure that out, and then one of my old gals told me have a phone call, so I'm late today. Oh, well, honey, I'm sorry. Well, I'm going to have it saved on YouTube. It's going to be saved on Ustream for a certain period of time, but I always put them on YouTube. Now, I miter these corners I just go right like this, right across 45 degrees. I tell you, if Mr. Forney was still alive today, he would be so proud of me. He was my math teacher. And everybody, before the year before they had Earl Forney, was terrified. Well, I wasn't. They was terrified of Mr. Forney for math and Blanche Deagle for English. And I wasn't. And Ronnie had Miss Deagle, and he loved her. Ronnie was an English major in college. I liked both of them, and I got along with him fine and did very well. Oh, I got to miter the top too. Then you miter. So we've got all of them mitered like so. And then just okay. Now, oh, here's our last two. Okay, we're going to put this one on. We're going to fold it down like so. Earl Forney. God love his little heart. I liked all my teachers. Okay, now we're going to lay, now there again, be careful not to lay this past your opening or you'll cover up your little, and then just lay it down along the side like so, and then across the bottom. There you go. There's your pocket. Now we're going to open this up. We're going to put down, we're almost finished with this. I am slow today. Look at the time. Oh dear. I want to get more done than, well, I can't help it. Across the bottom like so, but make sure you don't cover up that opening. Oh dear, I should have gotten, there we go. And we have, now this is going to face this like so. Don't put it on the back. Put it so your flaps face each other, and put it down right here. Because you got two pockets. You have two pockets in the center. I'm going to have to get going here. I really, really am. Well, with the time, the problem is with the time change and it getting dark so early, I have a problem going out and taking photos late in the day, of course. Then I either have to go back or whatever. Okay, there is that one down. So it's all, there are our pages. Oh, I made, this is an extra page. I made this. Put this back, I'm going to get confused. Oops. That was a sample, and I went ahead and cut the full thing out. Okay. Any questions? You got the measurements and whatever? Now, for you newbies, the person loves NASA trying to find Mickey Mouse paper. Oh, yeah. I wanted a Mickey Mouse punch. Couldn't find it. I was going to make something for Avery. She's a Mickey Mouse, Minnie Mouse, whatever. I couldn't find the Mickey Mouse, and they now have it back in stock at Hobby Lobby. I didn't know whether. This is your mats, your photo mats. Yeah, that might be hard to find is right. Okay. Oh dear, did I screw it? What'd I do? Did I screw? I screwed it. What? Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. There's one. There's two. There's three. I didn't. Oh, I got. Oh, is that? Oh, come on. Now this is supposed to be on front top. What'd I do? Here I go. I got to get them right. This is on top. You open them up like so. Those go together. Those like so. Because when you put these down in your now that's not right. I've done something wrong. I've done something wrong, of course. What did I do? I did something wrong. It's the front. You open it here. Okay, open it here. I put one on where it shouldn't be. I need one off. Okay, so I need to take this one off and put it on here. I screwed it up. Of course I did. Oh, I turned it over. Can I get through this without having to do this all the time? I don't know. Oh boy. I might have to use that one I've got up here. Oh, shoot. Oh, this world next, Grandma used to say. I put one on the back. See, I tore that. That ain't gonna work. Oh, shoot. Yeah, that's true, but I've tore it now. I forgot. I got the heat gun out and I tore it. I've tore it. You're going to be able to see it. Let's see. You're right, you're right, you're right. I don't have undo. I don't have it. It's too expensive. It's awful expensive, I think. It's lighter fluid. I do have lighter fluid. I think the majority of it's lighter fluid, alcohol, something. Well, I tore it a little bit, so that helped. Well, that didn't seem to help. I thought it would. Tearing. The sad part is it's tearing along that back. Now this isn't going to work. I'm going to have to. See, I tore that. Now I'm going to cover that. No, I might be able to use the pocket. I can use the pocket maybe, but I'll use this other page. It's all right. Darn it. Oh boy. You know it never fails. It just doesn't fail. I don't know why. And this tape should pull right off. Well, I always get something backwards. I do when I'm working by myself. The embellishments. Oh, it'll be all right. I'll just put this other page together. It's okay. It is okay. No big deal. The photo map. I don't need that. There's a flap. Wait, where's the... That's not it. I need that. I think. Okay. There's the photo map. There's the flap. I cut this last night. And then when I started cutting today, I went ahead and cut all 6 pages. Not remembering I already had one cut, but that's okay. It helps me out here. Holy Mary, Mother, and Joseph. I only need one. I don't know. I'm tired today. I don't know why. I did have a few days, and this weekend I kind of rested a little bit, and I worked with this, and okay, I put it down at the end. I hope this fits. Put down this, then I ran up. Oh, it's a little off, of course. Of course, she says. It's going to work, girls. It's going to work. This is a little off. Yeah, this fit perfect. I'm going to cut a hole in my, I think I did. Cut a hole in my fold. No, I didn't. Okay, now here is the flap. If I didn't have a problem, I would think something was awfully wrong. That's okay. Now, I gotta... There's... Okay, here we go. Now, what am I doing? Wait a minute. What am I doing? This goes here. I do need two. Wait a minute. Wait. Oh, God. There's one. I'm losing it. I am just plain losing it. I am all discombobulated, as they say, and I hate that word. What is going on? Right there. 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 I'm going to get some paper clips and put these together. I can't keep track of them. Unbelievable. What's going on? How did I get all messed up? Okay, that's a page per se. I've screwed these up. I have screwed these up. What have I done? Get this off. Tore that. I've messed these up. Okay, there's that. Okay, I need this one here. See, I've screwed this one up too. No, maybe not. Oh boy, I don't know. I'm going to put this one down and hope it works. Stay with me, girls, and hang in there. I just that one little deal. I swear to John, I use a pencil and I know. Breathe. I need to. Oh dear word. Oh, well, I'm put them together now to hook them together because they do have to lay out, and then you do have to be careful when you uh, when you put them on the hinge system. Well, we'll get the hinge system done and get them in the book. We may not get any of the book. Can't find my thing to pull off my tape. Oh my word. Hang in there. Count to 3. Okay. 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 this way, this way. This goes here. Okay, I think. See, that's, I turned things around and messed up that other page. Okay. Now, that, and that, and that. There's the front and the pocket. Open it up. Ta-da. Pocket, pocket, fold it. Okay, there's another one. There's two. Got one more. If we can get this last one together. Oh! Tell you. Okay, now we have this, this, this. Now we need this, this, and I need one. I do need one more pocket. I do. I don't need another photo mat, so it's what, 6.5? What is it? 6.5 by 3.5. Yeah. 6.5 by 3.5. My goodness sakes, girls. My little design, oh well. It'll be okay. 100 years from now, nobody will know the difference. Unless they find this in a tomb. Half, half, half. Okay. Getting lots of practice here. Is Carol and Barry still with me? Oh, word. Poor little Janny and Morgan Ann trying to keep up. Okay, now we gotta do the sample. This happens to everyone. Oh, I know, but it is a little embarrassing. I'm supposed to be showing you how to do this. Well, I can show you how to make corrections if you screw up. How's that? Because we all do, I know. Okay, now let me miter my corners. 45, 45, chamfer the top. So if you come in late, you didn't miss anything. We've done it all over again. Oh, well. Hey, it's okay. Who has more fun than we do? I'm so glad you guys come. We need some newbies. Okay, now this, let's see, I'm going to lay that aside real quick because I'm going to put in the, I'm going to put in our flap. Oh, I've got to cut the, let's see. Yeah, I did angles. I did the wrong thing. Well, see, there's just no end. I don't think I can do that. No, I can't. Well, great. That is just great, too. I'm not doing another one. I was doing, oh, got to. I can't do that. I just can't. I can't. I had my thing pulled out. Okay, 5.5 by 7.5. Oh, Lord. I'm not going to have any paper left. 5.5 by 7. Why did I do that? I give up. I really do. I give up. I've been using that, and then I'm going to score it on a 1/2 inch. Oh, I just crooked, dear God. Scored at a 1/2 inch. I think it's crooked. And I'm going to put down my tape. But I use this stub. Okay, now we're going to put our tape down. We're almost there. Look what time it is. Yeah, we're all right. And then we'll miter the corner. Hi, Molly. Hi, babies. What are you doing? Mommy's having a terrible time. Okay. Now I'm going to put this in like so, like we did. Bring it up to the score line, stick it down, burnish it. Then put in your pocket. Make sure you don't there's my pocket there. Okay. Now, oh, there we are. Our pages are finished. Da, da, da. I'm going to keep them on because they have to be put on the spine this way, or they won't work. And I don't want to deal with ripping anything else out. Oh my goodness sakes, girls! Thanks for sticking in there. If we did, if you all did, I better start this album now because I know I'll do the same thing. Well, what I guess is a good idea to when you get the two deals done and face it to put them together. You've actually got 3 deals, but you got 6 pages. Oh boy. Well, I do it all the time, I mean, what fun would it be just to sit down and do it and like rote. Makes a better crafter out of you. When I've had a computer for over 30 years, and they didn't have Microsoft and Windows and had the DOS system and the Wang system and all this. And I bought some of those huge manuals that you could sit a child on to have lunch. I either trial by ear or I'm visual. I never used them virtually because I couldn't understand them. I mean, I just couldn't. Now you show me how to do something, I can do it. Well, most of the time anyway, I'll put it that way. Couldn't fly an airplane, but that's what I did with my computer. I would sit in my office. I had a public office then, 7 agents, the whole deal. And it was I had a building downtown that I owned, and I would sit there at 2, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning. I have a toolkit. I ordered a brand new computer one time online, and they sent it to me, and it didn't have a modem in it. Like a party. They had to send me a modem and pull out this other thing they had in there, and I had to take it apart, put it in, and I did, and it worked. I didn't, but I have sat for hours and just taught myself, and that's kind of the way this is, when you start out young and new and all these things, it's kind of a, you can take classes, absolutely, and there's going to be, I have taken a couple card classes. I took at a craft store one time just to take them, and it was fun. But we're gonna make our spine. Anyway, now on your cutout sheet, the chipboard for your. Do I know have that down here? Okay, you need to write this in. I apologize. The chipboard to make your front and back is going to be, I measured this, the chipboard is going to be 7 and 3/4, 7 3/4 by 6. I'll write this down, then I'll add this to it. 7 3/4 by 6, and the spine is 2 by 7 3/4. So it's 7 3/4 tall, it's 6 inches wide, and the spine is 2 inches wide and 7 3/4 tall. Okay? So the point being, our paper needs to be 7 3/4 long. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. It needs to be the length of your page. Oh, dear God. Okay, your page is 7.5. It needs to be about 1/8 of an inch smaller. It needs to be 3/8, 2/8, 4/8, 3/8, 7 3/8. You want it a little smaller than your pocket. So I'm going to cut this. What am I doing? I don't know what I'm doing. I just know what I'm doing. So this is going to be 7 3/8. You think I've never made one of these? Let me measure it again. Measure twice and cut once. No, it's 7 3. Your page is 7.5. No, I don't want it 7 3/4 by 6. No, no, Jenny. Uh, uh, it's 7 3/4. Your page, and you want it a little less than that. So, or 7. Gosh darn it, 7. It's 7.5. You want it 7 3/8 because you want it to slide in, and we're going to miter the corners as well. So 7 3/8 long ways, and then we're going to make our. I'm going to take our 7 3/8. I said 3/4. It's 3/8 by 6. No, that's 7 1/4 by. The book is 7 1/4 by 4. The spine is, or 7 3. Oh my God. 7 3/4 by 6, and 2 by 7 3/4 for the spine. So that's not right. No, but the pages are smaller. That's right. That is right. So this is 7 3/8, and we're going to score. I give up. We're going to score now. I do this my way. It's a hidden hinge, but I do it different. I'm going to first of all score at 1 inch, and then I'm going to go half, half, quarter, half, half, quarter, half, half, quarter, half, half, quarter, half, half, wait a minute, quarter, half, half. Now let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 6 half-halves and 5 quarters. You do not need a quarter at the very end. I don't know if you can see. Can you see those lines? So I've got 1 inch, and then I got half-half quarter, half-half quarter, half, half, quarter, half, half, quarter, half, half, quarter, half, half. That's my 6th hinge. And then I'm going to do it a 1/2 inch, which makes it 9.5. You're going to have a 1/2 inch on either end. Okay? I fold these under. Some of you are new and haven't seen how I do this. I don't like the wings sticking out. I like a solid piece of cardstock on the inside of my book. It's strong. It's fine. I use score tape. I knock on wood. Have not had any trouble. I don't like those wings sticking out. I don't like all those patches of paper. You know, it's whatever you like, and I'm not. And I did it the other way for years, and it worked fine. I didn't have any problem. Now, I'm going to fold up this inch and burnish it. And I'm going to fold it back and forth, because we're going to fold this under when we finish, like so. So I folded back the inch on both ends. It has an inch on both ends. Then I'm going to have a drink. D. Well, no, Jenny, that's all right, honey. It's just, I measured that book too, but the pages are shorter, smaller inside. So then you're going to fold on the first half and burnish. And then I don't fold the 1/4 inch. I go to the next half. That's the 2nd hinge. Go to the 3rd hinge, fold in half and burnish. Go to the 4th hinge, half, and burnish. I love this system. I used another one for years, and it was an okay system, and never had trouble with it. It's just, I like this double because I think it gives it more stability on the pages, because that's what's used a lot. And okay, now I'm going to turn this over, and with my 3-inch tape on the first half, the first half after the 1-inch starting, I'm going to put a piece of tape. I'm going to skip the next half. I'm going to skip the 1/4, and I'm going to do the next 1/2 inch. Will be the starting of your 2nd spine. I'm going to skip the next 1/2 inch, the next 1/4, and put down the next 1/2 inch. Skip the next 1/2 inch, the next 1/4, and put down the next 1/2 inch. I really like this system. The next 1/2 inch skip, the next 1/4 skip, put down the next 1/2 inch. Keep it straight if you can. Skip the next 1/2 inch, the next 1/4, and the last spine is the 1/2 inch, and the next to that is the inch, okay? So you're going to have 6 strips. Hi, Carrie. Hi, honey. I do too, Linda. I love the head and hands. Now, I do it a little different than Kathy. It's a takeoff. Oh, I want to do that. Kind of a takeoff on hers to a point. She's got a new one too. I haven't even tried that one, but I like this one. Okay, now what we're going to do, we're going to put this together. We are going to pull off our tape backing, and we're going to fold that down on top of the other one. Fold that back, and we're going to turn it over and fold that down on your 1/2 inch or your 1/4 inch. So there is your first hinge, like so. And there's your 1/4 inch right there. Right there. Turn it over. We're going to fold it down. You're going to fold it down on itself, and then you're going to fold back that 1/4 inch fold. Now make sure you get it, keep it at a 1/4 inch. That's your spacing. Turn it over and fold it back. And here's your second hinge, and there's your 1/4 inch gap. You can make this if you make a book that where you want uh, a lot of thick embellishments and whatever, you can make that gap in between anything you want, just so you got enough paper. Um, but I use the 1/4 inch most of the time. Fold it over on itself, put your fingernails in there, and fold back that 1/4 inch. Make sure you keep it at that 1/4 inch because you need that. Turn it over, fold back your hinge, burnish in between. I burnish them real well, and then after I get done, I go back and burnish them again. Fold it back. Okay, then we're going to pull off another one. Fold that down on itself, and fold back that 1/4 inch. Make sure you keep it at a 1/4 inch, and put it down like so. Bring it back, fold it back. Okay, there is another hinge. We got 2 more hinges. Now Margaret Ann, I think, puts her pages on her spine and then puts them in the book. I put the spine in the book and then do the pages. It doesn't matter, however you want to do it. But I put so we're going to have to make the book next. One more. Burnish that down like so. And there is your deal. Now I'm going to fold this back and I'm going to go in between because these are going to bend. They'll be tighter right now, of course. I'm going to put my tape on. I want to put my tape on my hinges before I put it in. I'm going to run out of 3/8 inch tape. Now you can use tape, you can use glue, whatever you want. I use tape. I tape both sides. Then I burnish the corners, I chamfer the corners, miter the corners. I remember my dad had a miter box. Oh, God love his little heart. My dad could do anything. He could make anything. He was a machine repairman where he worked, and he could do anything. I remember Mother's stove had a back on it with a big little shelf area like, and she had all these spices just sitting up there on top of the stove per se. And he came home one day from the factory. I probably wasn't supposed to do this, but he'd made her a rack, a shelf rack, out of a real clear plastic. I don't know what it was back then. It was really cool. I kind of wished I'd have kept it. I don't know whatever happened to it. So she could put all of her spices in it. It was really cool. I'm wondering. Because I pull off one side. Oh, see, there we go. Let me run real quick, see if I got another roll. I'm sure I do, but if I can find it real quick. Yeah. I ordered some the other day from Miss Barry and Carol. And I don't smell it. It didn't smell too good. It didn't smell. Some people, I'll tell you what I do like to smell. Oh, is lighter fluid and paint. And I could be a paint sniffer. I wouldn't, but I love that kind of. 100-year-old paint sniffer. Any questions? What'd she buy? I drink coffee in the morning. I used to drink coffee all day. Once in a while, I'll fix some in the afternoon as well. Or if I'm out, I'll stop by Starbucks. I've got a Keurig, which I love my Keurig. Oh. Now then you burnish. Now you turn over, and on the back side, on those 1/2 inch pieces, you're going to cover them with tape. Am I on frame? I'm going to put this, and then I'm going to put a hope I don't get shot. If I'm not here next week, you never know. I gotta do a drive-by appraisal, which means I just drive by and from the car take pictures. It's gonna be a repo, and they don't want me to contact the, and oh dear, sometimes that's not very pleasant. They come running out and, what are you doing taking pictures of my house? Which I don't blame them, quite frankly. Oh, where am I? Where's my stuff? Okay, now we're going to I've taped these down, and these are going to fold over like so and fasten down. Now when you do this, first time I did this like this, that last flap popped up, and I thought, oh my gosh, I didn't do it right, like there. Fold that down and stick her down. It is right. I mean, it may appear not to. I wonder why Judy didn't come anymore. And Mickey, and I wonder, are they mad at me? I wonder why they don't come anymore. They used to come all the time. They've won some gifts. Both of them, I think. Okay, now, see that sticks out, and it's okay because that's your hinge. So, bend it back down and burnish it down. Like so. Turn it over. Do the other side. Burnish it down. So there's your. Now I'm gonna miter the edges, and then we're gonna put tape along here when we tape it down into the book. Oh, I'm not gonna put it on right yet in case. So then I'm gonna miter the corners. It's easier to do it this way at this point in time. Most of the time I don't get them done at this point in time. It makes your page slide down better, easier. That's why I also cut these about a little bit less, so your paper will slide down. You got plenty to hold it in there. Okay, there we go. Now we're going to put tape across the bottom when we put it down in our book. Now I'm going to cut the chipboard for the book. We didn't have a test for that. The rabbit died. The frog or the rabbit died. When I got pregnant for Courtney, Dr. Day called me and said, well, the rabbit died. Ronnie said they got the wrong rabbit. But they didn't. And we have baby Courtney. We always called her baby Courtney, who's 39 years old. Oh, Lord. Okay. Here's our chip board. Here's our pages. I'm going to get this cut out. I don't know how much further I'm going to get. Okay. Oh dear. Am I going to need more than one piece? What'd I say, Jenny? What, Jenny, Margaret Ann, what'd I say? What did I say? Oh, what did I say? Let's do it again. 7 3/4 by 6. All right, thank you. That'll work. 7 3/4 by 6. I'm going to score it with this and finish it with my craft knife. I've got a beautiful cutter. Oh my God, I wish I could get to it. Okay. Well, I don't have, I've got this brand new board. I just don't want to use it. Okay. Oh, I probably shouldn't have done that. That's all right. Look. If you want to use, I was going to use the cereal or the cracker box, but I thought, you know, maybe you didn't have anything like that. Scrap-a-dab-a-doo does not sell Ritz cracker boxes. They sell chipboard. Do you, Carol? Are they still here? Are the girls still here? I don't know. Oh, I've got the big heavy, what is it, Roto Trim. I love it. I do. I just wished I could, uh, you know, oh, we got more people. Is Barry, and I think Barry's gone. I don't see Carol. Um, uh, I do. It's just, it's over there on my counter and it's covered up with craft supplies. Now, I've got to cut these. This is a Frisco. I got that new trimmer, which I like okay, but I like this one too. And I use this just to score real well and then use my, oh, Barry's still here. Well, I didn't see either one of them. What'd I say? This was 7 and some, oh, dear God. Oh, what'd I say? Let's do it again. 7 3/4. 7 3/4. I got this other one a little close, using the oh, I can't think or talk. Using the cracker box. Now I gotta have a spine. That's not gonna work. Oh dear, I gotta have a. I have to find me a scrap maybe for the spine. Those are nice pieces if we need to mat anything, which we occasionally do. In fact, I did on this other one, the front. Okay, now I need a spine. Oh, that ain't gonna work. Okay, let's see if we can find a scrap that's long enough, and it has to be. Oh, I have so much chipboard scraps. I got all kinds of scraps. All kinds of scraps. It's just, I may not have what I. Come on, be nice. Oh, here's one, but it may not. Is it 2 inches? No. Darn it. Look at this. That's not heavy enough unless I put 2 together, which I could. Oh! I could. That's not even 2 inches. Oh, let me see. I'm looking. Still looking. I hate to cut into a whole brand new sheet when I know I should have something in here I can use. I have that I could double up. That's the lighter weight chipboard, and I can double it up, which I think I'll do because I don't want to waste. I don't want to waste. It's not that. I think doubling it'll be too. Or what's this? I said 2 inches. This is 1 3/4 inches. I'm thinking that's 1 1/4 inches, and this is 1 inch, and that's 1 inch. This'll work. So my spine is going to be, oh God, 1 3/4 inches. And it'll work because this is 1.5 inches. I don't, this would be too thick if I glued 2 pieces together. So we're going to do that. I hate to cut into another piece of chipboard. Just, I really, really do. No, I'm going to need this. Okay, there we go. Are you still with me? Are you still there? Somebody said bye to somebody. Somebody leave. Renee, bye Renee. Sorry, honey, I'm running late. Oh, really? That's okay. I'd go tomorrow, but I've got to go to Indianapolis tomorrow and Anderson. Okay, there we go. Okay. Well, I'm going to put the book together, and I'm going to cover it with the paper, not the decorative paper, but I'm going to cover it with the craft paper. If you just hang in there, because I don't want to leave that. These are good scraps. So I'm going to take 2 pieces of craft paper, like we used. I'm going to splice them together with a 3/8 inch deal. Get right on the edge. Burnish it. Lay this on top. I need to. I gotta drive by and take pictures from my car. I've had people chase me down the street, run out. What are you taking pictures of my house for? And there again. Now, we are going to leave. If we can, let me see. Oh dear, I don't know. Ooh, we're not going to have a lot to leave, are we? Oh dear. I mean, it'll be okay. Uh, it is, I always like to mark this. It's not a half inch. It's about 3/8. Because I'm going to wrap this. I don't have to, I'm going to wrap it. Okay. I'm going to draw a line. Oh dear. Gotta be 3/8. Well, I probably should have used, well, I just put it down there and I get it start. Oh dear. Now that's got to come down a little bit. Okay. We are going to I don't want to glue it. I don't want it buckled. They have, I don't use, I ordered something the other day and it came in a Tyvek envelope. I saved it. I buy it. I don't get it from the post office. I've been, I made a comment one time about that. Someone would come back about our, tax dollars pay. She said, your tax dollars does not pay for the supplies. Well, your stamps do, and my stamps go up to pay for the supplies. But that's not the point. That's not what it's there for. In my opinion, I hope I don't offend anybody, but I do save, when I get one in, supplies or something, I save it absolutely. Throw it away. But you can now buy, I did it again. Are we here? Are you still here? Oh, thank you. I hit my thing again. Kicked you out, Margaret Ann. What'd you do? I don't need to ambush anybody. I need to go take pictures of their house from the outside, and if they see me out the window, because I'm quite sure they don't work. Oh well, whatever. What was I saying? We're going to get this covered with this, and that's probably going to be it. It's almost 3:30. I apologize. I don't know why I've been slow. I really have been slow. And then I had to do several things over. Dear word. Okay. You can get these at Scrap-A-Dab-A-Doo. Barry ordered a whole bunch. Several of you wanted them. I don't know if you got them. Hope you did. Oh, come on, I'm wasting tape. Ooh, I don't do that. What'd I do? Running out. What I was doing. Yeah, I'm losing it. I'm wasting tape. Yeah, it's out. Great. Oh, Lord. Well, this is the same thing except it's 1/4 inch that I screwed up. I couldn't get it loaded on my gun. I had it loaded backwards. So I'm using it this way, which is okay. It uses it up. Same thing. Same thing as pulling off score tape. Other than the gun's a little easier. Okay, let's pull this off and get this show on the road. Oh, I am really behind. Gabbing too much. Oh, come on. Let's see. I should burnish this. Tell you to burnish it, and then I don't. And then tape down. I got a bump. I got to pull that out of there. My word. We gotta buy stock, and I do this, and you can't see what I'm doing. I still am going to try to find something to put the camera on top where you can see it. Like everybody else. You know, I've got this little webcam, and I think it does fine. I mean, I watch it, and I watch the recordings, and on and on. And there's a lot of people that's got these great big cameras, and they run on batteries, and they run out of battery, and I just don't know. This is a, I don't know what it is. What is it? It's a Logitech or something like that. It's what the boy told me to get. Now I'm going to put down the spine first, and then leave room in between. I hope I get this covered. My God. We've got till 4 before they shut us off, I think. But I can't be here till 4. I should be gone. Oh well. It'll be okay. Okay, now I'm going to put the spine down first. I'm going to line it up with that mark I made and lay it down as straight as I can. There we go. Try to get some of this out of my way so I work. Now I'm going to put down, and I'm going to put this. I eyeball this, but you need to put this, you know, so you can have plenty of room for it to turn. How straight that is. Now burnish. Now I'm going to cut off 1/2 inch along here. I don't have a 1/2 inch, but it'll have to do. I probably should have used 12 by 12 paper, but I don't know. I like this paper. Oh, that's crooked. Crooked! I need a new blade. Okay. Now we're going to use the best ruler ever, rule, or whatever you want to call it, to miter our corners. What am I doing? The best rule ever. Scrap-a-dab-a-doo carries this little rule, and I used to just cut them off and then they wouldn't work, and this makes mitering this corner, because of the, I miter the other corners, but to miter the corners for this fold for the book makes a really nice miter, and it covers up the corners where you, so you can have a nice fold. Right here, Scrap-a-dab-a-doo. It is the perfect ruler, the perfect trim ruler. Okay, I've done that. Go down to the short rows. I'm going to burnish. That didn't line up real good. Great. And I always take my bone folder and go down like so. Kind of breaks the fibers. As one gal said, teaches it where it's going to live. I've got that off a little bit. I don't know. It'll be all right. Okay, then I'm going to take my score tape. I tape it down. I'm going to tape it on the board because I suppose I could have used 1/4-inch tape, but I'm using the 3/8. It's going to show, but it'll pick up when I cover it. Put it all along. I'm sorry, I do that all the time. I think I got that a little off, but it'll be all right. Now, I don't have a lot of extra because I usually run down my, I do have a little bit on the ends. Run down my, I don't have on this. Now I'll run it down. Just in case I missed something. Okay. Now I do the long sides. I pull off my backing though, and I do the long sides. I love covering these books. I love it. Well, I'm going to have to put some tape there. I pulled that off. Oh, we're long. Okay. Now I start in the middle. I burnish this up. See, that's, boy, I had barely had enough to cover this. I should have used 12 of 12, but that's okay. I mean, it'll be fine. It's covered. I'm going to, I think I did this the other day and kind of had the same thing with when I did the one with the cracker box. Kind of burnish it down real well. That down in there, because you're going to very gingerly bring this down. Same thing. Oh, I forgot to. I forgot to put in my sides. You're supposed to put in your little sides like so. Oh dear, because those stick out like little wings. Oh well, it'll be all right. Yeah, I should have. But it's okay because I'll cover this with my paper inside, and I'll kind of burnish them down or kind of trim them off, whatever. It'll be all right. But you're supposed to bring those in, as you know. There's our book. There is our book. Now oh dude, what's that? I apologize. Uh, I don't want this to crack, but I don't like the looks of that. Huh. Okay, it will cover it up. It's fine. Okay, here it is. And then we're going to cover this whole thing with paper on the inside, and then we're going to put down our little deal, like so, and then put in our pages. And I apologize. I thought I would at least have the outside decorated some, at least, to this point, but I didn't. I apologize. So we're going to finish it up next week, and if we don't get it finished next week, we'll do it the next week. Bad Scrappa. They changed it on me. It was not where it used to be. What does she want? Oh, the rule. Yeah. Okay. Any questions? Oh, we got a few more minutes. I think we made it through again, Margaret Ann. That's 2 in a row. Jenny, you weren't here last week. We made it through last week without a crash. And it looks like if I hurry, we might be able to do it this week. I changed and went to Chrome. That's where Ella uses. Barry always used Chrome, she said, and I have tried it before, long time ago, and I still had trouble with it. But oh, this is wonderful because I've only got one thing to transfer to YouTube, and besides, you get to see the whole show, and it doesn't whatever. So I hope you enjoyed it. Hope it was helpful or whatever. Your chipboard for your spine needs to measure 7 3/4 by 6, and the spine is 2 inches by 7 3/4. I'll add that to the and update that on my blog or on my Facebook. Scrap-a-dab-a-do crafts as well. Any questions? I'm so glad we had a nice turnout today. I thank you very, very much. We lost a few now, but that's okay. We're really late today, and I'm sorry. I'm going to go jump in the car and take off, but it's okay. I'm not meeting anybody. It's all right. I'm just going to drive by these people's house. And they say if I don't see you next week, who knows? I may be in jail for trespassing. Well, I'm not going on the property. I can take a picture from the street without trespassing. Okay, guys. And if there's not any questions, I'm going to go. Thank you so much for coming. Excuse me. I'll update that and put that up. Jenny, Margaret Ann, Barry, thanks for coming. Thanks for modding. Thanks, Carol. I think she left. But thanks, everybody, for coming. Have a safe, great rest of your week. We'll finish this up next week. I can't remember. It seems like I said there was something else we were going to do. We may do a Christmas page in our book, in our layout, in our mixed media book, our Delusions book. We may do a Christmas page after we finish this book. So, thank you so much for coming. Have a great week. I will see you next Tuesday. Same place, same station. Bye.